I now call order the regular session meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Tarpon Springs on Tuesday, June 17th, 2014 at 6:30. Roll call.
Mayor Archie.
Here.
Vice Mayor Larson.
Here.
Commissioner Tarpon is absent and excused. Commissioner Banther.
Here.
And Commissioner Sieber is also absent and excused.
Tonight's invocation will be given by Reverend Melody Kidd, Signature Healthcare. Will everyone stand? Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance following.
Tonight, oh God, we join our hearts together and give praise to you, our Creator God, and thank you for life's blessings. We ask, oh God, that your blessing will be upon this meeting and that you will be with our leaders here locally and give them discernment and wisdom as needed as issues arise, as well as our leaders both nationally and globally this day. May your grace and peace reign in our hearts. We pray this day. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will now go to public comments on any item that will not be discussed this evening. If you have something, please come forward, state your name, address for the record. You'll be given up to 4 minutes.
Good afternoon, Board and Mayor. My name is Andreas Beckel, 123 Reed Street, Tarpon Springs, Florida. I'd like to enter this letter for the record. It's Exhibit A. It's a letter to the Board of Commissioners and the Mayor regarding discussion of the church building located at 160 Reed Street, Tarpon Springs. As you may be aware, my family is pursuing a major construction project located at 160 Reed Street, the site of the historic First Baptist Church, which overlooks Spring Bayou. This iconic structure figures prominently in the so-called Golden Crescent. Our goal is to build a residence which maintains the integrity of the contributing historical structure. The plan for this project was enthusiastically approved last year by the Heritage Preservation Board. We have now had the signed and sealed drawing package approved by the city's development department, only to find that we face impact fees totaling $14,902. From the get-go, we emphasized that financing of this large-scale project was the greatest risk to achieving our ultimate goal of a community-worthy project. The scope and scale of this project make it far more capital-intensive than a standard historical reservation. In addition to the major construction expenses, we must navigate through shoring for the facade and bell tower, asbestos removal, and selective demolition, which may require surgical precision. Each one of those steps carries its own project risk. City Code 20-1, Section A7, credit for pre-existing structures, states that if a building permit is issued for an existing non-residential, commercial, vacant, or industrial structure, or if a building changes from residential to non-residential use, the total number of equivalent residential units, or ERUs, for the pre-existing and proposed ERU calculation of the structure shall be computed according to a formula, and that the number of ERUs shall be determined by subtracting the number of pre-existing ERUs in the entire structure from the number of proposed ERUs. In our case, the impact fees are being assessed are being done so as if there was no existing building on the site. We know this is not true. Furthermore, the construction and use of the building predates municipal impact fee legislation, and at least one previous case has been successfully argued in multiple levels of our court system on similar grounds. At the very minimum, it would seem that this project should qualify for at least partial impact fee credit, according to the letter of the law I had previously referred to. At this time, we request that the city re-examine and reconsider this instance where the additional financial burdens in the form of questionable impact fees may hinder the ultimate goal of this community-worthy project. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. What I look to do is, city manager's not here, but we'll look to get with him, get with our attorney as far as some of the things that you've talked about, and then we'll have someone to get back with you.
Thank you, Mayor Archie. Appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
Are there any other public comments? Then we'll go to our consent agenda. Minutes, April 15th, regular session, May 6th, regular session, May 20th, and June 4th, all regular sessions. Attorney fees, Zenzao Law invoice 13540. Number 3 is special events, Boys and Girls Club Beach Party, September 20th, 2014. And B is Hippie Fest Merchants Association, August 16th. Authorized application for Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, JAG, fiscal year 2014, local solicitation. 5 is authorized utilization of Lee County bid number IFB 130346, sodium bisulfate. 6 is award file number 140085-N-DM, single source purchase of SunGuard software, migration annual maintenance. Any item anyone want to pull? Chair will entertain a motion.
Move for approval. Second.
Is there any public comments on any of these items? Roll call.
Commissioner Banther?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Larson?
Yes.
Mayor Archie?
Yes. Special consent is item number 7, approved license to encroach 1173 Sawgrass Drive.
Ms. Vincent will address that.
Ms. Vincent has it, sir.
Good afternoon. This is an application for a license to encroach for 1173 Sawgrass Drive. This is fairly routine. The new person or new buyer had purchased the property and wishes to be able to put a screen cage enclosure around their pool, and in order to do so, they need to encroach into the drainage easement by 1 foot to allow for the proper footer to be put in and still be able to get the 3-foot separation between the screen cage and the water's edge. So that's the crux of the application. We've been fairly routine in granting these, so if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Any questions for Ms. Vincent? Any public comments on this item? Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Banther?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Larson?
Yes.
Mayor Archie?
Yes. Item number 8 is authorize the mayor and city manager to execute agreement with Florida Gas Transmission Company, LLC, for alternative water supply project. Mr. Smith.
Good evening, Paul Smith, Public Services Director. Excuse me. This agreement is required as part of our continued construction on the alternative water supply project. The agreement provides the consent of Florida Gas Transmission Company for the city to cross underneath their pipeline as part of our own pipeline construction. And staff recommends approval of the agreement.
Any questions for Mr. Smith? Any public comments on this item? Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Banther?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Larson?
Yes.
Mayor Archie?
Yes. Item number 9 is select Levitt Brashears, Graham Incorporated for RFQ number 140052, hydrological consulting services. Mr. Smith again.
Yes, thank you. This is a continuing services contract we're asking your approval for hydrogeological services, and we require these services for our alternative water supply project, but also for our wastewater treatment plant as part of our permitting and the use of our reclaimed water system. This was a competitive process based on qualifications, and the committee recommended Leggett, Brashears, and Graham. We therefore recommend approval of this contract.
Questions for Mr. Smith? Any public comments? Chair will entertain a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Banther?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Larson?
Yes.
Mayor Archie?
Yes. Ordinance and resolution item number 10, ordinance 2014-11, Clearwater Gas Franchise Agreement, first reading.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 2014-11, an ordinance of the City of Tarpon Springs, Florida, a Florida municipal corporation here and after Tarpon Springs, granting to the City of Clearwater, Florida, its legal representative, successor, and assigns here and after Clearwater a gas franchise and imposing certain conditions relating thereto, providing for repeal of all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for an effective date. It's the first reading of ordinance 2014-11 by title only. Second reading will be held on July 1, 2014. This ordinance was published in the Tampa Bay Times by title only on June 6, 2014.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, did you get those questions?
Yeah, I wanted to make a comment. I don't have a question at this time, but I do have a comment I wanted to make. First, I wanted to express my appreciation to the city manager and staff and the city attorney as well for providing some additional information that I had requested. Also, I just wanted to mention for the record, when you look at the red line copy of the ordinance, it notates a number of changes from the previous agreement with Clearwater Gas to the new agreement. It does not mention or does not notate a change in the franchise fee rate, but yet there is a change from what was essentially 5%. There was actually a tiered rate which went from 4% for the first 10 years, 4.5% for the second 10 years, and then 5% for the third 10 years. It is now 6% without a tiered rate, which I think is a positive change. I don't have a problem or a question with that. I just wanted to point that out. Additionally, I am pleased with the fact that the city has the ability to terminate the agreement after 15 years as opposed to 30 years. So again, I don't have any problems with the agreement. I really just wanted to express my appreciation to the city attorney as well as to city manager and staff for getting the additional information that I had requested.
Thank you.
Yeah, and as you know, I'm the acting city manager. As you know, I'm the liaison for the Budget Advisory Committee. I know that they did look at this, and they didn't seem to have any problems with it at their last meeting.
Thank you. There are no other questions. Any public comments?
Good evening. Peter Delacus, 514 Ashland Avenue. I've been a little busy, so I hadn't had a chance to really look at this before I was up there, and I'm glad Commissioner Larson appears to have looked at it and had some questions. My thing on page 9, I guess my first question while you're getting to that page is a contract and an agreement is usually a discussion between both parties to come to a meeting of minds. And I guess my first question I would ask is, was that the process that this came to, or was it pretty much Clearwater Gas said, you know, all the other cities, these are pretty much our standard contract, and here we go from there? The reason why is because if you look on the lower paragraph on page 9, it's talking about gross receipts. You get 6%, and it says, provided, however, gross receipts shall not include monies for gas service, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when you go down to the bottom of the last part of that third line, it says, provided further, gross receipts shall not include monies for gas service to an industrial customer engaged in manufacturing or processing activities which create or change raw or unfinished materials into another form or product, and who consume the gas in such activities including but not limited to activities such as laundry and dry cleaning plants, cold storage plants, steam laundries, machine shops, rebuilders of airplane and airplane engines, mines, fruit, meat and vegetable packing and pre-cooling plants, quarries, railroad shops, water and sewer treatment plants, sewer lift stations, agricultural pumps, or any company whose standard industrial code is classified, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, the point I'm trying to make is if that's standard language, we need to see if we can negotiate that, because we're out there. I see Ms. Lemon here. I'm sure she'd like to be able to push some industrial property out there, and you'd like to get 6% of whatever they're using to manufacture or make products. And a lot of these other things, machine shops. We have machine shops in Tarpon. Does that include maybe marine shops who maybe need gas? I mean, so to me that was just something, a real quick look that I happened to be curious about. Thank you.
Any other public comments? Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Banther?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Larson?
Yes.
Mayor Archie?
Yes. We'll now go to miscellaneous items. Item number 11, designation of acting city manager in absence of city manager. We have a memo basically stating that the gentleman that's up here right now, Chief Cochin, would be the acting city manager, and in absence of the city manager, then it's Public Service Director Paul Smith will serve in that capacity. I'm looking at some discussions whether the way it's been done in the past have been the way the charter should say. So, I don't know if y'all have any questions in relationship to it. Kind of cut and dry. Any public comments on this item? Chair will entertain a motion.
What is the motion? The motion is to approve Chief Cochin as the acting city manager in the absence of the city manager?
Right, and Paul Smith in the absence of city manager and the chief.
So moved.
Second.
You want to say anything?
No, it's clear, cut, and dry. Obviously, there was a question about the charter, whether or not this is required. I mean, I've talked to the city manager, but I think it's a really good business practice to conformity with the charter that the commission basically approve, you know, if you will, a succession plan if city manager got hurt or if he wasn't available. Commission basically sanctions what the line would be. So we did talk about this, and that's really all I have.
Do we go to public comments? If so, then we'll have roll call.
Commissioner Banther?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Larson?
Yes.
Mayor Archie?
Yes. That basically concludes our agenda. Mr. Attorney,
No comments.
Chief, acting city manager,
This is pretty easy. You can challenge me, Mayor.
you run a smooth meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Madam
No
Clerk.
comments.
Commissioner Banther.
No, sir.
Vice Mayor.
No comments.
My only comments is basically one of reporting that we was a finalist for the All-American City. While we wasn't one of the 10 that was selected, I just want to thank everyone that was involved, especially Jean Coleman and for her leadership, and Bob Wilson for the idea, and there was numerous individuals that was involved in the final quote-unquote production, and all of those businesses that sponsored and supported the All-American Cities. I'm not sure whether we would go after that again, but there's some thought of trying to do it again. It was a very, in my mind, rewarding effort to pursue. We can say that we was All-American Cities finalists, and I thought that everyone really did well in representing Tarpon, and there are some more people around this country that know about the great city of Tarpon, and I think that the type of people that we have here was exemplified in the application process. So I just wanted to thank everyone that was involved in that that effort. There is some talk of possibly, you know, if the price is right, the individuals that went to Denver might do the little skit here. It only takes 10 minutes if the mayor doesn't mess up his lines. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not really in favor of it, but I might be outvoted in terms of doing that. But again, I just want to thank everybody that was involved in it, and especially Rotary Club, because the Rotary Club was actually the sponsor of the All-American Cities application and the process of trying to move it forward. So thanks again, and we'll adjourn this meeting at, what is that, 6, we'll say 10 to 7.